guys, thanks for tuning in. This is Dave, Tonedevil Guitars, my brother Tony. We're going to be doing our interview here with Jamie Dupuis. He's due in any second, and we're going to just ask him some questions about, some of his YouTube career, his harp guitar and music composition, any new ideas he's got, and we're going to be building him a new harp guitar, and
so we're going to be talking about that a little bit, and
Yep.
asking him some questions about what he's going to be using this particular design and string configuration for. He's had some really good success with this particular instrument in the past. His video of the Simon and Garfunkel Sound of Silence was on the nylon string with super trebles instrument that we built for him a few years ago.
we're going to do another one of those for him. But we just wanted to kind of ask some questions and pick his brain a little bit about that. Maybe do some custom modifications to it that are going to be different this time than the last time. And so hopefully he will be tuning in here pretty soon, and we will get this recorded so you can watch us answer some of those questions. Thanks for doing this for us. It's awesome. I don't think we've ever really had a chance to have a conversation with you and catch up, really. I mean, ever since the years we've known you, you bought one of our instruments, years ago. It's almost been like 10 years now, I think. It's great to finally, see you and chat a little bit. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's always good to chat. And thank you so much for all the work that you guys have done. You made it possible for me to, acquire a harp guitar back then. And that's my whole path of, a music career. So.
You're right. Yeah, that was kind of one of the questions we wanted to ask, is a little bit about, I guess when it started out, you sort of, I remember when you had a couple videos get posted and you messaged me like, hey Dave, check this one out. It's starting to get some viral attention. And that sort of launched you into the path that you're on. You want to maybe start right there and tell us a little bit how that came about?
Yeah, so basically I had just graduated Musicians Institute. And I was coming back to Canada, and the guitar was kind of something I wanted to pursue. I wanted to pursue, like being a performer and teacher, and and then I always had a dream of starting a YouTube channel. But back then, we had Candy Rat, we had, a lot of guys doing a lot of 6-string percussive, guitar, which was awesome. But for me at the time, I had a hard time sort of fitting in that whole, style and kind of standing out, because there's already a lot of people, doing the originals, and YouTube, was becoming a much bigger platform for fingerstyle guitarists. So getting out there and standing out was always a challenge, and even just having a career at it, let alone that, But a harp guitar was something that to me was something very unique, and it was kind of like a niche thing. I had seen Muriel Anderson at Musicians Institute. She did a masterclass, and then I ended up at Greg Miner's house, and he passed me a harp guitar. And then at that point, after sort of really thinking about it, I was like, I really need to get a harp guitar, and I didn't know what I was going to do on it yet. I just knew the instrument, there was something special about the instrument that I needed to get my hands on it. And at that point, it took me, quite a few years just to come up with basic things on it. But there was a time when I started really working on, arrangements on the harp guitar and more original work. So that's when I started, posting a little bit more, and then realizing that there wasn't as many people, playing it at the time. I think this was 2014 or so.
Yeah.
We had Bennett, Muriel Anderson, and things and artists like that who were very inspiring. But at the time, I just felt like if I started regularly posting videos online, then it could develop into like my own sort of niche at the time. And that's exactly what started happening, is that people around the world weren't aware of the instrument. So when I started posting videos, they'd be like, "What instrument is that?" Some people thought I was building them, all that stuff. It introduced a lot more people to the instrument. Um, so yeah, that's kind of like the path that I wanted to take, and it was just to do something a little different than uh, what a lot of people were doing at the time.
Yeah, that seems to be sort of the progression of a lot of harp guitars, and harp guitarists. I would consider myself in that category a little bit, just wanting to kind of branch out, be a little bit different, but then at the same time, it's like you want to compose with a little bit more range on the guitar. The guitar is already got a pretty wide range. You got most of the piano on there, but adding even just the 6 notes on that low end gives you this color and voicing that it's just unmatched, and it really opens it up and blossoms the chords, and allows for such unique compositional color and voice. So I definitely am with you on that one, and it's great to hear your story about how you went down that path. And you mentioned Muriel Anderson and Stephen Bennett, and I'm sure that they have such a similar story as well.
Well, you're an inspiration as well. Like I remember Greg Miner. He handed me a couple of albums, and your track, you had a track on it, the Beyond Six Strings.
Oh yeah, yeah. The Further Beyond Six Strings. He did 2, and I think I was on the second one.
What track did you put on that CD?
That was the Year of the Cicada.
Oh, cool.
The Cicada track.
Yeah. So I listened to like all the time, and that track was one of my favorites. That's a great tune, man. Yeah.
Oh man, thanks. Yeah, I appreciate it. And yeah, back then I recorded that song at Greg's studio. We were living in San Clemente at the time, and he wanted to do this release, and I had the very first 18-string harp guitar. I had the 12-string neck with the 6 subs. So that particular track sounds different than the way we released it recently. That one has I think Greg called it the wow factor, the coolness factor on the.
Yeah, you played the Year
guitar.
of the Cicada on the 18-string harp guitar, 12-string neck.
With the 12-string neck on that track, yeah.
I forgot about that.
So it had a different kind of a sound. It was definitely the right way to do it. I think that's a pretty cool track. And he, of course, did a great job editing it. That whole collection, I mean, both those albums are fantastic.
Yeah.
All the people that involved with that.
Everybody's on there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, great albums, very inspiring, and yeah, that was I knew at the time that I needed to get my hands on a harp guitar after
You definitely
Greg.
did.
Muriel Anderson, like her workshop at Musicians Institute was also fantastic, and and then watching Don Alder's videos online, and the players that were already doing it professionally and everything were such an inspiration for me.
I was going to ask if it sounds like we definitely have like minds on that subject. And when you first get the harp guitar, you kind of go down a certain path, and you spend time thinking about it later. And maybe this would be my question, is like when you didn't have one, it sounded like you almost like could hear those notes in there. You would reach for them on the guitar. Like I kind of remember thinking about the harp guitar, and I would pretend reaching down to reach a sub bass, even though it wasn't there on my 6-string. And you have dreams about it. Did you ever have anything like that? Get some dreams about it? You're thinking about it?
I think the first time I saw a harp guitar was on Candy Rat was Andy McKee.
Yeah.
Might have been like 15 or 16, but to me it just looked like a really funky instrument back then. I was very focused on the 6-string, and kind of into the shredders as well as the fingerstyle players and stuff like that. So 6-string kind of like my main focus, but I think it's after Musicians Institute, after Muriel Anderson and meeting Greg Kleiner and everything that I really started thinking about, just how much more you can do, how many more possibilities there are with a harp guitar.
Right. Yeah.
So that was my next sort of vision, my next project, right after studying and after, focusing so much on different styles on the 6-string. I was trying to find, my own sort of sound on the 6-string, but it seems as though I was never even able to get to that point compared to when I started getting on the harp guitar. The harp guitar almost gave me that unique voice. And I think it's because what people were asking, what like after I started posting with the harp guitar, they wanted more and they wanted more. So
Yeah.
I kind of went in that sort of direction in terms of like what people were wanting, but at the same time I was sort of developing a style, that people wanted to hear more of. So that it kind of developed into something after that.
Right. You tapped into a niche, like you said, or a demand sort of, and people wanted that. And then, of course, as an artist, you want to make yourself happy, but then you also have to kind of cater a little bit to who's listening to you and give them what they want, so they continue to come back and listen to more. So that's great, and I love seeing that. I love seeing you playing that and going down that path, because we need more harp guitar compositions. We need more arrangements. Some unique sounds and fantastic playing for the instrument, because it broadens it for everybody. Anybody that wants to get into it now has a little bit larger of a resource for that.
Yeah, that's important.
Definitely, the community's definitely growing. I've seen it grow, since 2012 quite a bit. There's a lot of new players, a lot of great players picking it up and making a lot of great music with it. So it's expanding all the time, which is great.
Oh, so that was really fun chatting with Jamie Dupuis about his career and his influences on the harp guitar.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, maybe we can do some more collaborations with him in the future.